Different levels I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I am the host of It's Culture Podcast. Tonight, we got some crazy stuff going on, y'all. I'm gonna talk about a story that came out of New York. We have a psychologist, child psychologist that works in a youth prison. A former inmate of that prison has filed a lawsuit stemming from some allegations and an indictment that happened earlier in the year, last year. So there's a lawsuit now. We also, Chicago. Chicago? Where my Chicago people at? Chicago. Y'all got another super mayor in the suburbs. So we're going to talk about that tonight because she's stealing money. And it reminds me of Tiffany Hilliard. So we're going to talk about that one. Jasmine Crockett facing backlash for her Governor Hot Wheels comment. We're going to talk about all that. You might be surprised at what I say, and some of you all might agree, some of you may not. And then we're going to wrap it up with what's going on down in Baton Rouge with Boosie and the family of former Southern University jukebox trumpet player Caleb Wilson, who tragically lost his life while pledging Omega Psi Phi. So we're going to talk about all that tonight. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. And as I say on all my shows, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed up to this point. At the filming of this live stream, as we go live tonight, we had just eclipsed 13,111 subscribers. This channel grows every single day. I thank you all so much for tuning in and subscribing. I didn't know what this channel was going to become when I first started it, but you all are making this a fun place to hang out. I read the comments. I try to comment on everything that you all say. Some of y'all have even started to send me stories, and I appreciate that stuff you want me to cover. So keep that coming. Utilize that chat tonight. Let's warm that chat up. I may take some questions tonight, some comments, and let's get into it. So, as I was saying earlier, there is a prison psychologist from New York who about 11 months ago was indicted on charges, about 65 counts of abuse towards the youth offenders that were in Brookwood Youth Detention Center in upstate New York. This ranged from, they called her Bigfoot. That was her name around the prison. And one young man, he's now 21, he has filed a lawsuit against her in regards to this sexual abuse. Now, before I show y'all the video, this video is from about 11 months ago, kind of telling you the tale of the story of what happened. The lawsuit is brand new. This lawsuit just came out about 2 days ago. So I'm covering the story like this because I want y'all to understand what this lady did. And, you know, enough of that. I'm just going to show y'all the video. Let's take a listen.
Behind these barbed wires in Claverick is the Brookwood Secure Center for Youth. The sexual assault of multiple victims aged 16 to 18 allegedly occurred here from 2020 to 2022. 46-year-old Dr. Maya Hayes, an associate psychologist, stands accused of the crimes. Hayes' court documents are 65 pages thick. She was indicted by a Columbia County grand jury on 62 counts criminal sexual acts and 3 counts of third-degree rape.
She was complimenting them.
But all right, y'all heard that. Let's go back. I want y'all to hear that again. I want y'all to hear what she's being charged with.
Rape.
She was complimenting
jury on 62 counts criminal sexual acts and 3 counts of third-degree rape.
62 counts and 3 counts of rape. This is a counselor that was around young men. She was doing these sexual favors. Take a listen, y'all. This is disgusting.
Was complimenting them on their appearance and then starting by touching them sexually in more overt sexual acts.
District Attorney Chris Liberati Conan says if the alleged victims didn't comply, Hayes, who is the head clinician, allegedly hung their freedoms over their heads.
To threaten them. She would make sure that they either got sent to the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, got sent to prison, or that they did not get released to their family in a timely way.
Brookwood houses inmates who committed violent felonies and were convicted as adults. For that reason, Hayes' attorney is skeptical.
There are issues with the case just by credibility factors for anybody who's locked up in that facility, by people who are looking at it as an opportunistic way to benefit themselves.
See, he's saying because they are in jail that anything that they say shouldn't even be utilized because they're not trustworthy. That's a hell of a defense, if you ask me. So just because they behind bars, they can't suffer injustice. That really makes no sense to me.
While they're in a secure facility.
Whatever they may have done, in this case, they are 100% victims. And they had a right there to be safe.
The Office of Children and Family Services, which runs Brookwood, says Hayes was removed from the facility and support was provided to her alleged victims. The Justice Center for the Protection of People with Special Needs, who investigates abuse allegations in state youth facilities, says, quote, "These predatory crimes serve as unfortunate reminders that our state's most vulnerable populations are particularly susceptible to abuse. The people of New York, and especially our youth communities, deserve better."
So y'all saw that. She was enticing the young men and promising them favors. Now, the guy the young man who filed this lawsuit, he's 21 years old now. He alleged this abuse back in 2022 when he was 17 years old. And he said she took some money from his family, a cash app of $100, and she told the family that was for toiletry items and commissary stuff for their son while he was up there. He didn't get the money. Everybody allegedly in this story, in this lawsuit, it is alleged that everybody in the prison knew. And like I said earlier, her nickname was Bigfoot. So that's what they called her around the prison. She was known for doing this to young men. In this lawsuit, it is alleged that she told this young man that she had been in a relationship with another young man from the prison and he had broke her heart. I can't tell you how despicable this is. This is disgusting. Dr. Maya Hayes. Now, her lawyer is saying the kids are not to be trusted. This is all a lie. None of this stuff happened. But she's already been indicted on the charges. So I don't understand how the defense is going to work on this because she's already been indicted. But this new lawsuit against the state of New York, the prison, and Dr. Maya Hayes herself just sheds a light on this story. Now, because it just got dead. Like, nobody really talking about this story. Matter of fact, Dr. Hayes hasn't even been to trial or even had a hearing, and it's been over 11 months since these allegations came out. And I bet to wonder if this was in reverse, and this was a man, and this was, young girls, would the case have already came? It is hard for young men to come forward and talk about sexual abuse that they experience, because it's not, it's kind of cliche. But in this situation, this woman was using her power and threatening to send these kids to prison to finish out their time, threatening them with, extended jail sentences, because she's the prison psychologist. So she's, assessing them to see if they should stay in a juvenile facility or should they go into general population at an adult facility. And here she is using her position of power to entice these young men to have sexual favors with. What's going on in New York? What's up with this case? Why hasn't this case started yet? Like, how much more evidence does the prosecution need? I mean, does anybody know? Can anybody tell me? If you know the date, put it in the chat. If you've heard this story and you know something about it. This is in upstate New York. So, y'all let me know about this, because this is absolutely disgusting. And it's even more disgusting because she's a black woman and she did this, taking advantage of these boys. You in your 40s, taking advantage of 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, 17-year-old men, young men. They're already traumatized. That's why they're in the system. They've been dealing with trauma. They've been getting in trouble, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're supposed to be getting rehabilitated so they don't continue to commit crimes as an adult. We don't want our children to be getting in trouble. They should be able to see a future where they can be successful. That's the American dream. It shouldn't always be about mass incarceration. So I hope this young man gets the money that he's supposed to get. I'm waiting on the criminal case to start. So as that case progresses, I will keep y'all informed, because I think it's important that this case be highlighted. So there might be another Tiffany Henyard clone in the suburbs of Chicago. There might be a Tiffany Henyard clone. So Jada Curry is the mayor of a small suburb in Chicago, south suburb. And the residents of that township are pissed because they have found out that she has been caught with her hands in the cookie jar. Here we go again, another mayor. So let's go to Chicago, take a listen to what's going on up there with Mayor Jada Curry, because this one here, she might be another one that's about to see her fate, or either she's may find herself not getting reelected next week. So let's take a listen.
Behind these barbed wire.
A South Suburban mayor up for re-election next week is feeling the heat from her residents and questions from our news team.
We spent months trying to get a simple answer about her salary. CBS News Chicago's Lauren Victory goes on the hunt for answers.
Morning, Mayor Curry. Morning. I'm great.
This interaction is months in the making. CBS News Chicago heard from residents that Linwood Mayor Jada Curry is taking home nearly triple the amount that's in the budget. Our calls and emails asking for an explanation didn't get us too far, so we took a trip to the south suburb.
Can we talk to you about some questions circulating about your salary? over a statement to you all.
A statement that led to even more questions about how taxpayer money is being spent in Linwood. More on that after some quick history. In 2021, Jada Curry ran for village president, aka mayor. Well before the election, this ordinance drastically reduced the salary of its next to-be-determined mayor. $85,000 a year dropped to $20,000. We know Curry knew about the pay cut because she was a trustee, and her vote is recorded right here, opposing the $20,000 salary.
You just made $93,000.
Now fast forward to 2025.
Do you have an explanation for that?
I'll take your question and follow up with you. Thank you.
Curry is
So these people want to know where that money at. You done took a salary that you're not supposed to, and you knew the salary got reduced, so why are you taking more money? And all of a sudden, I'll get back to you. Nah, you don't need to get back to the residents. Where them taxpayer dollars at? Where the taxpayer dollars at?
running for a second term. Her first mayoral campaign on a platform of transparency.
Transparency. Is that what you call ignoring public records requests? CBS News Chicago had to get the Illinois Attorney General involved to compel Linwood to comply with the law. It took the village nearly 2 months to hand over Mayor Curry's payroll records.
Here's what we finally learned. Curry brought home almost $100,000 in 2024. She's currently paid to be village president, $20,000, cannabis commissioner, $5,000, liquor commissioner, $10,000, $35,000 in the budget. So where'd the extra cash, more than $60K, come from?
What do you say to people that are confused about what you're being paid? I've given you your written response.
That written response, mentioned earlier, does account for the additional money. She's paid for meetings, we were told. It's right there on Curry's pay stub, $2,500 every 2 weeks. Wait, a mayor paid for meetings?
What? Y'all hear that? She get paid for meetings, $2,500. So she's charging the residents every time she has a meeting every 2 weeks. That's $2,500 out of y'all tax budget. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is abuse and fraud. Once again, there's some serious issues in Chicago.
Making the decision about these kind of perks of the office, that you get paid for extra work that is in fact part of the job description.
David Greising spoke to us in general about public official salaries. He heads up the watchdog group, Better Government Association.
Typically, the mayor doesn't have the right to raise their own salary.
Would you like to sit down for a formal interview?
Curry literally closed the door on the opportunity to explain where in the budget it says she's supposed to be paid $65,000 a year to go to meetings. Her representative later sent us the previous mayor's pay stub to show he too was compensated for meetings. Ah, yes, there it is, a whopping $900, not 65 G's.
Yeah. Here we go. She somehow or another raised the budget so she can get paid more. Now, there is like little stipends that they get. I know here where I'm at, it's like $120 or something for the year. It's like $10 a meeting or something like that. It's really nothing. It's really nothing. But $65,000, that's a whole salary just to meet.
Lauren Victory, CBS News, Chicago.
Curry's representative tells us her meeting pay is part of a $372,000 allocation labeled administrative salaries. At least one trustee who voted on that same budget tells us she's never heard of meeting pay.
So, here we go. Another one out here spending the taxpayer dollars loosely. I am so glad that the residents are starting to ask questions about these people that are in office and where their money going. I am so glad that we are starting to ask these questions because it's been far too long that taxpayer dollars have been going to things that we have no idea as to what our money going to. All we know is that we get taxed. We get taxed. You get taxed on the money that you make when you get paid. You pay taxes on the food that you eat. You pay taxes on the house that you're in. You pay taxes on the property that you own. You pay taxes to the school board. You pay taxes to the city. You pay taxes to the state. Everything that we do in this country, we are taxed for. And all they're doing is spending. And I'm glad that people are waking up to this, because it is high time that we start asking these questions and these people start being held accountable. It is high time. Enough of the shenanigans. Enough of the playing around, taking advantage of people simply because you can. And they're not paying attention, because look at who's doing this stuff on the local level. It's people that look like you, who say that they fighting for you, they got your best interests at heart, and then they turn around and do stuff like this. This is the shame. An absolute shame. Just taking money and spending y'all money, and no accountability, and nobody knows where the money's going. It's just being, hey, poof, be gone. It's fees. $65,000 for her to come to a meeting. That's what the Village of Linwood paid Jada Curry. Now, y'all tell me if y'all think that is proper use of government funds. Moving on. I guess it's a theme tonight, it's just the shuck and jive, right? And right now, the Democratic Party is hemorrhaging at the core. They are hemorrhaging. They really don't have an identity. They really don't have like a true voice. There's a lot of deception going on. There's a lot of backstabbing going on. There's a lot of split party ideology going on. They're just in a complete disarray. And they're in this disarray because President Trump is the president. This is why. Because President Trump, to his credit, is doing exactly what he told his voters he was going to do. He is tackling these problems head on, and they're slashing waste with Doge. People are mad at Doge, and the Democrats look like they are just some whiny little kids right now, and they don't have a true voice. We don't hear too much from Hakeem Jeffries, even though he's supposed to be the speaker, the minority leader for the Democratic Party. He's not really talking. I mean, he's making some cameos. He's not too vocal. You've seen Cory Booker kind of say some things online. He's been kind of missing in action for the last couple of years. Kamala Harris has been, off the grid, and rightfully so. I mean, she just lost the election, so rightfully so. She's not in office, so she's taking some time off. I mean, that's pretty much what most of them do. I mean, Hillary Clinton kind of went into a cave when she lost the first time to Trump, so it's only right that Kamala does the same thing. But Jasmine Crockett has become the kind of the new face of the Democratic Party in a sense, because she's the only one that's really vocal and out front, saying things and doing things. Now, I, for one, don't like all the stereotypical stuff that they say that we do. You get what I'm saying? And I kind of want people to be kind of dignified. Maybe it's just me, because I don't think that we have to do that crap. I don't think that we have to be doing all the head rolls and all the snapping of the fingers. I don't think we have to do all that. To me, that's an act in the show, and I don't think that we have to do that. We can kill dead the conversations. We can do every single thing and do it in a way without looking like fools. Because, I mean, right now, that's what's going on with Jasmine Crockett. She's out front saying a bunch of stuff, and she's kind of like the left's version of Marjorie Taylor Greene, just a black woman. This week, she was at a convention speaking at a human rights convention. And she made some comments about the governor of Texas. And she's getting a lot of backlash for it. Now, we about to hear this. I'm pretty sure y'all already heard it. But for those of you all who haven't, let's take a listen.
Tonight, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett attempting damage control over comments she made about Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
In a social media firestorm, Crockett accused of mocking Abbott's use of a wheelchair during a speech at a human rights campaign event. House Speaker Mike Johnson blasting that remark as, quote, shameful and outrageous.
Is another day and another disaster by the Democrats.
The Texas governor, who was paralyzed more than 40 years ago when a tree fell on him during a run, responding on Fox News last night.
The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate.
President Trump also weighing in on a conservative online talk show.
She's a lowlife, and she's a very low IQ person and a lowlife.
In a lengthy post on X, Crockett now saying she wasn't thinking about the governor's disability, but rather, quote, the planes, trains, and automobiles he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors. In her statement, Crockett also calling out what she believes is hypocrisy from those who support President Trump, despite his use of disparaging nicknames. And this moment,
okay, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
When he mocked a reporter with a disability while on the campaign trail back in 2015. But the criticism for Crockett, not just from Republicans.
And that's the thing. She's not just getting criticized from Republicans on this. This was something that other people, even people on the left, had something to say about it. So let's take a listen.
Former Obama advisor Van Jones saying he's not sold on her explanation.
You have to be very careful when you're talking about people with disabilities. And I don't think she was careful, and I don't know her enough to say she's not being honest. I'm going to tell you, it sounded bad.
It's not the first time Crockett's been involved in a public dispute with a Republican official. Last May, she got into a tense personal exchange with Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene during a House committee hearing.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing. Hold on. Listen, if someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
The liberal.
That was funny though. I ain't gonna lie. That she actually did. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene started out when she started talking about the eyelashes being on top. So that was a great comeback.
Firebrand now finding herself in the middle of controversy once again.
And with that, Ryan Nobles joins us tonight from Capitol Hill. So, Ryan, I understand one of Crockett's fellow House members is now making an official motion against her for these comments?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. Congressman Randy Weber, who hails from Texas, which is, of course, where Governor Greg Abbott is from, has filed a resolution to censure Crockett. Now, at this point, it's not clear whether or not that will actually come to the floor, I should say, for a full vote. But Weber does have the option of making it a privileged resolution, which would force the entire House to vote on it. At this stage, the Speaker of the House has not weighed in specifically on the censure motion, but he has been critical of the way that Crockett handled herself and the comments that she made about Greg Abbott.
Okay. Now, first of all, I think that Jasmine is doing a little too much. I think she's doing a little too much. Right now, she's the face of the party. And when you are out front like that, she has to kind of realize that people are going to, like, she's going to think of a lot of backlash anyway because she's a leftist, so they're going to eat her alive anyway. But mocking somebody that's in a wheelchair, calling them Governor Hot Wheels, and then trying to spin it and try to make it about race and like black people, like don't just make stuff up about black folks because you got caught and try to hide behind the race. And no, not in this situation. That was completely out of line. Instead of taking the high road and being like, yo, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. And I get it. Because Republicans, they do the exact same thing. Trump was out here mocking the disabled guy, doing all that crazy stuff. He got vilified for it. He never apologized for it either. I get that. But it is certain things that I just think that it just brings back karma. And mocking the disabled, regardless of whether you like them or not, mocking somebody that is, has a physical disability or a like mental or something like that, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Now, attack the policies. If you don't like the policies, the policies are not off the table. If it's horrible legislation, it is hurting people, it's hurting communities, it's enriching, billionaires, then yes. If it's wasteful spending, then yes. Attack that stuff, but don't attack the person, their physical limitations, because Governor Hot Wheels, that was a bad look. And she's out front. And for some reason, the Democrats got her out front. But the last time we had a black woman out front like this, doing things, saying things, with Cori Bush. And the party decided to primary her with, I would say, like a puppet. And everybody voted for the guy. And now Cori Bush is no longer in Congress. Jasmine Crockett, she continues down this path of not knowing when to not put on she gonna find herself, a two-term congresswoman and back doing whatever it was that she was doing before she went into office. That's what's going to happen. She's going to find herself back in doing whatever it is that she was doing. Now, Democrats love to let black women crash and burn. They'll put you out front, and then they'll turn right around and go do something completely different. And I don't understand why black women continue to follow these liberals around and allow them to just crash out in real time and destroy their lives. And then when things don't go your way, they completely destroy you in the media. We have seen it countless times when the media has turned on black women and just vilified them. All it takes is so people start chattering. And this was not in good taste at all. Hopefully she learns from this, because she don't have to do this. I don't understand why she's putting on this, sister girl routine. That's not really how she talks. That's not how she was raised. I mean, you don't have to put on the act, sis. Just be who you are. Just be authentic. Can we get that? We don't have to get the show. We don't have to get all all that rah-rah stuff. Especially if it's not authentic. And even if it is, why? So you can get some kudos, get some brownie points, get some donations maybe, get another re-election, I guess. I just think it's classless and it don't get anything done. I mean, it's not like she's actually introduced a legislation up there. She's been there 2 years, hasn't introduced one single bill. The only thing that she has done is getting a building named after somebody. Like, I think a VA hospital. That was it. Other than that, nothing meaningful, Like, actually do something for the people. If you say you're going to do something for the people, you fighting like you say you fighting, instead of just sitting up there doing sound bites and, you know, soliloquies, how about actually put pen to pad and get something done? Do that. Do what the people in your district elected you to go do. Stop being a court jester. Moving on. My last story tonight. This one here is sad to me. It's sad to me because I feel like somebody's giving this family some bad advice. I really do. I'm talking about this Boosie situation with the Caleb Wilson family. I really believe that somebody is giving this family some bad advice. And I don't think that Boosie did anything that was malicious. I just don't think so. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to let y'all listen to this story that's coming out of Baton Rouge. Because I think this is a money grab, and we're going to talk about why I feel like this is a money grab and why I feel like this is a bad situation.
We start the news tonight with a bombshell allegation dealing with the Boosie bash and the family of a Southern University fraternity pledge killed in a hazing incident. We first broke the news this afternoon. Attorney General Liz Murrill may seek legal action against one of the most prominent rappers to come from Baton Rouge. Little Boosie headlined Boosie Bash tonight and said some of the proceeds from the concert would go to a scholarship honoring Caleb Wilson. But his family disputes that. The AG says Boosie was using Wilson's name to promote his annual music festival. News 2's Gabby Davis has more on the actions Murrill is calling disgusting. Gabby.
Okay, so the family is saying that Boosie was promoting his Boosie Bash that he's been doing for the last 6 years. It's been selling out every single year. The family has alleged that Boosie used their child's name, image, and likeness to promote his Boosie Bash. But this bash was already sold out.
Sarah Gray, the annual Boosie Bash kicked off today and was supposed to be a way to launch the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship. That's what Boosie told WBRZ on Friday. Boosie did confirm he was working with the Human Jukebox and Wilson's family to honor Wilson with a scholarship. Take a listen.
You're actually working with the Human Jukebox and you're working with his family to get this scholarship going, and some of the funds are going to be from the concert are going to be going back into this scholarship, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do something special for him because, you know, this is a tragic loss.
See what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? The man is saying he's going to give proceeds from the concert to a scholarship in the kids' honor at Southern University. I don't understand what's going on here. He didn't need to do this. But he decided, hey, yeah, let's do something for the school.
According to the Attorney General, Wilson's parents had no idea that the event was happening. They knew Boosie had wanted to start a scholarship, but that was the furthest the conversation went. Murrill said the family's upset, saying it's victimizing them all over again. She did tell us promoters agreed to stop using Caleb's image, but says the damage is already done. The 6th annual Boosie Bash kicked off at Southern University.
You heard they said the 6th annual. This ain't the first. This ain't the inaugural. This is the 6th annual.
Boosie confirmed to WBRZ on Friday that he had plans to use the funds from Boosie Bash for a scholarship dedicated to Caleb Wilson. Wilson died in an alleged hazing incident back in February. According to Attorney General Liz Murrill, Wilson's family says they had no knowledge that their son's name and image was being used to promote the music festival.
Their understanding was that Boosie wanted to contribute and start a scholarship fund at the school and put some money towards starting a scholarship. That was the extent of the conversation that they had with him more than a week ago, and no one ever asked them or even mentioned this event, and no one ever asked them if they could use his name and image to promote the event.
But on Friday, Boosie talked with WBRZ and confirmed he was working with both Wilson's family and the Human Jukebox.
And I know that you are launching a foundation of scholarship in his name. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to try to do something positive because I'm grateful for his dad and all the people who made this work. But, yeah, we're going to do something special for him because, you know, it's a life lost too short.
Merle says she intends to take legal action for the misuse of Wilson's name for profit.
It's a dramatic misrepresentation of and misappropriation of Caleb's name and image to support a for-profit event.
We reached out to Boosie's team, who were not available for an interview. They did say they are aware of the Attorney General's statement and do have plans to respond. Merle says her work starts Monday. She says Boosie and his team owe the family an apology.
And I think the promoters just saw an opportunity to promote the event on the backs of people who just suffered an unimaginable loss.
As for details about the Caleb Wilson scholarship, a spokesperson for Boosie said that information is forthcoming.
Okay. So Boosie has his Boosie Bash. He's going to donate proceeds from the concert to a scholarship. The family gets mad. Now they got the AG involved. Now she ready to go drop the hammer on Boosie, file criminal charges, all this stuff, saying that he's promoted this concert illegally and all this. This is absolutely horrible. I don't think that Boosie did this nefarious. Like, this is not no nefarious action. Boosie he didn't have to do anything. First of all, he's been promoting the Boosie Bash for at least since like November. This Caleb Wilson situation just happened a couple of weeks ago. This man said, yes, okay, let me do something. He's the biggest thing out of Baton Rouge. People can say what they want. Boosie is the biggest rapper out of Baton Rouge. So he's coming home to put on a benefits concert, and he's going to donate the proceeds for this concert to a scholarship, and the family is pissed off. I'm telling y'all what happened. Somebody said, why are y'all letting this man do a scholarship? He should be giving y'all the money. This is bad advice. I am almost sure that somebody sat up there and told this family that he was making money off this show because he sold tickets to it. He's going to give some of the proceeds to a scholarship. That's what he said he was going to do. He talked about having a conversation with the dad. And here we are now with the AG involved and the family saying they don't know nothing, and he used their son to promote his show. Boosie didn't have to do that. This is not no brand new event. They didn't know that it was going on. He's been doing Boosie Bash for the last 6 years. What are you talking about? Okay. Are you from Baton Rouge? If not, then okay, you may not have heard of the Boosie Bash. But Boosie been promoting this show. He does this every single year, and it sells out every single year. Trust me, he did not need your son to sell out his event. He didn't need that. Boosie name, he a legend in Baton Rouge. People gonna come out and support Boosie. He get love no matter where he at. And now, the one person who gives back to the city, who tries to come back home, do something, he's on television, on the news, the local news. This man that went on the local news and told the city that he's going to open up a scholarship in this kid's honor at Southern University, and now the family mad. And now y'all want to sue this man? I can see why he was on his IG live saying he's not doing nothing else. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to put your son's name on the flyer at all. And his show still would have sold out. But he did it in a way so that the students on campus who came to his show, they could get some comfort because they dealing with the fact that one of their friends, another student on campus, was killed by a fraternity. And the fraternity tried to cover it up. So he's trying to bring peace and calm to a situation while also trying to honor and memorialize your child on campus. So nobody never forgets what happened. And y'all done screwed all of this up. You done screwed it up. Boosie was on his live. He went on IG Live and was like, he done Baton Rouge. I don't blame him. What's the purpose? Move it somewhere else, man. People want to attack your character when all you're trying to do is be a good Samaritan. When you're trying to help calm a situation down, try to use your platform to give back and help out. Do you know how many people got to get, how many jobs are given for one of these things? People are working for these events. You know how many people probably got paid to work this event for Boosie? And now he takes it out of y'all city. Now those people can't, now those jobs going away. It might have been a little quick gig, a quick couple of $1,000s, who knows? Now, somebody who's probably used to going and working the event, now that money gone because Boosie say, you know what? I'm done Baton Rouge. I'm done Baton Rouge. I go do this somewhere else. He come home trying to help out, and somebody is giving this family the wrong advice. I am almost sure. Now I'm not gonna say it. I'm 100% certain. I don't want to be getting hit with no slander or nothing. I don't want nobody dinging me and sending threats and cease and desist. But I am the only logical reason for this is because someone said he should give y'all the money. He should donate the money, those proceeds. He should just give it to y'all. Give it to the family instead of doing a scholarship. We know how people are with money. When people are trying to do something and trying to raise something, the family want that cash to come to them. And they probably saw how many people came to this event, saw that it was sold out, saw how much the profits was, and was like, no. And right, pledging does need to cease. It has always needed to cease. I don't see it. And I'm a member of the Divine Nine, and I say it. I think it's stupid. It don't take all that. So, hopefully this family, if I was advising them, I'll tell them, hey man, don't pursue this. Have a conversation with Boosie, work it out. He seemed like he's reasonable. He seemed like he wants to help out. Let him help. Let him honor your son. And who knows, he may still even break y'all off. You don't never know. But going about it, getting the courts involved and the AG of the state, come on now. What we doing? What we doing here? That don't make any sense. He may be able to help you out moving forward. You may be blocking the blessing because you're looking short term. And that's bad advice. Because somebody is looking at trying to get paid now and not looking at the impact that this may have. Who knows? The legacy of your son may change the entire world of how the Divine Nine is. But if you don't allow his name to be memorialized, then he died in vain. We're supposed to be each one teach one. We don't want this stuff to keep continuing to happen. We don't want to see young black men dying from pledging. I said it on the video when I talked about Caleb Wilson the last time. Said The whole situation of how it happened was a movie made by a dude from Omega Sci-Fi. It was called Burning Sands. Doing the job. Doing the job. It don't make any sense, man. So that's my time for the night, y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in. Rocking with me tonight. I will be back live Sunday night, 8 p.m. We're going to have some more topics to talk about. The playbacks, all the videos, all the segments, you know, I chop them up and put them on the playback. So if you just want to check out one of the segments again and re-listen to it or share it with somebody, please do that. I thank y'all so much for tuning in and helping me out grow this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all again Sunday night, 8 p.m. Until next time, Coach Nation.